Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Patnubay at gabay ng magulang ay kailangan sa mga batang manonood.
Curious ni ko sa ecosystem ba? Unsa ka na siya ba? Tanaw na ta.
An ecosystem is a community of living organisms in conjunction with the non-living components of their environment. Interacting as a system, these biotic components are linked together through nutrient cycles and energy flows. Energy enters the system through photosynthesis and is incorporated into plant tissue. By feeding on plants, on one another, animals play an important role in the movement of matter and energy through the system.
Modern ecosystem guys. So naa sila yung mga animals, plants, sun. Okay. Chain no to, Bi?
A food chain is a linear network of links in a food web starting from producer organisms such as grass or trees, which use radiation from the sun to make their food, and ending at apex predator species like grizzly bears or killer whales, like earthworms or woodlice, or decomposer species such as fungi or bacteria. A food chain also shows how the organisms are related with each other by the food they eat. Each level of a food chain presents a different trophic level. A food chain differs from a food web because the complex network of different animals' feeding relationships are aggregated and the chain only follows a direct linear pathway of one animal at a time.
So ang food chain dahil magkinauna dahil sila. So grass, padulong sa owl, ang pinakalas ang owl. Food web do ba? Unsa kay naaani?
A food web or food cycle is the natural interconnection of food chains and a graphical representation, usually an image, of what's eat what in an ecological community. Other name for food web is consumer resource system. Ecologists can broadly lump all life forms into one of two categories called trophic levels, the autotrophs and the heterotrophs. To maintain their bodies, grow, develop, and to reproduce, autotrophs produce organic matter from inorganic substances, including both minerals and such gases such as carbon dioxide. These chemical reactions requires energy, which mainly comes from the sun and largely by photosynthesis. Although
So mo din ni food web di ay kinaunay gyapon sila pero ang predator ay mabilin. So kung mamatay gyapon ng predator, so ma-decompose yung siya. So back to square one gyapon. Ang diversity daw bin sa kay naaani.
biodiversity is the variety of variability of life on Earth. Biodiversity is typically a measure of variation at the genetic species and ecosystem level. Terrestrial biodiversity is usually greater near the equator, which is the result of warm climate and high primary productivity. Biodiversity is not distributed evenly on Earth and is richest in the tropics. These tropical forest ecosystems cover less than 10% of Earth's surface and contains about 90% of the world's species.
Ang biodiversity dahil kay gikan dahil sa tanan nila energy. Nag-watch akong balita mi.
Yung mga nagbabagong balita, 24 oras. It is about oxygen cycle. Oxygen cycle is a cycle that helps move oxygen through the three main regions of the Earth: the atmosphere, the biosphere, and the lithosphere. The atmosphere is, of course, the region of gases that lies above the Earth's surface. and it's one of the largest reservoir of free oxygen on Earth. The biosphere is the sun of all the Earth's ecosystem. This also has some free oxygen produced from photosynthesis and other life processes. The largest reservoir of oxygen is the lithosphere. Most of this oxygen is not in its own free moving part, but of chemical compounds such as silicates and oxides.
Ang ato ding ma-inhale na yung oxygen din na. Then ang carbon dioxide mo na itong i-exhale. Ito sa pageant na channel B.
Good afternoon or good day, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to the first ever Mr. and Miss Oxygen 2019. In the question and answer portion, we would like to see your performance in 3, 2, 1.
Sayaw mga toy, 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 mga toy, 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 mga toy, 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 mga toy.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Nari siya Patkabok Energy Services DI, which is provisioning services relating services, cultural services, and supporting services.
Audio